letting you in. Take a look at you and start to lose my balance. What am I falling into? This feels like something new. I've seen a lot of views, but they were nothing like this. The way you do what you do, I think you're something brand new.
Wow! What an amazing room. Have a look outside. Beautiful Lagunisi. Great to be here. Before we get started, I'm going to need your help to energize this opening session. So I'm going to count down from 3, and then I'm going to ask you all to raise your hand and say power. And I'm not just talking about saying power. Shout it, okay? So 3, 2, 1. Right, not bad. Let's try again. 3, 2, 1. Great. Awesome. So, lights on. A couple of months ago, we had an event in Brussels on e-mobility. Fantastic event, a celebration of electric mobility, the electric future. We're in the Car Museum of Brussels with all the fantastic cars of the 20th century out there in the exhibition. First floor, the electric future. Luca de Meo on stage, together with our president, Leo Birnbaum. Everything was perfect until the moment I stepped off stage, and my phone is ringing. It's my wife. Hi, honey. I tell her about our event, and she's like, look, Kristian, we have a power cut at home. Can you please fix it? So we're there in Brussels celebrating the electric future, and my wife, my family has a power cut at home, and not just any power cut, it was a bad one. 26 hours without electricity, lights off. The food in the fridge started smelling. The freezer started dripping. Worse even, no Wi-Fi. No Wi-Fi, Jesus Christ. The boys got cranky. They couldn't play computer. It was a total disaster for a Secretary General of the electricity industry. So anyway, the world I grew up in, power cuts were just not a thing, you know. But the world is changing. It's changing fast. Not just because we're electrifying, we're decarbonizing. The world around us is changing at record pace. Let me give you a couple of headlines from the last week. Joe Biden slaps a 100% import tax on electric cars from China. Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping sign an agreement to create a new world order. They want to respond to threats together in the future. EU drops, the euro drops, and EU cuts its growth forecast. This is just a snapshot of the last week, ladies and gentlemen. For me, it feels like world history, like the pace of history, has gone to warp speed in the last few years. A new world order is emerging, or disorder, perhaps. More than ever, it's important for us in Europe to keep the lights on. As we're gathered here and we can look outside at the beautiful Mediterranean, Russian troops are marching on Kharkiv, the second biggest city of Ukraine. For the past 2 years, they've been shelling the infrastructure of Ukraine, electricity grids, power plants, because they know that electricity is the lifeblood of a modern society. Keeping the lights on is not just about cranky teenagers and smelly food. It's about our hospitals. It's about our trains, our tubes. It's about our payment systems. It's about our industry and our security. In the New World Order, we need to look out for ourselves more here in Europe, in terms of industry, in terms of defense, and in terms of energy. And ladies and gentlemen, clean, affordable electricity, reliable electricity is a key part of the answer to that in a world of geopolitical turmoil and climate crisis. We've come a long way with the Green Deal, with Repower EU. Now we need to deal with the 3 I's: implementation, investments, and infrastructure. Implementation: how do we keep the lights on? How do we keep industry in Europe while we implement these ambitious green policies? Investments: how do we finance this transition when global flows of capital are being redirected along the new geopolitical lines and foreign direct investments is dropping off a cliff? Infrastructure: how do we get our infrastructure ready for the electricity boom of tomorrow while avoiding that electricity becomes too expensive today? These are some of the questions that we need to crack at here in Lagonisi, so let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, the green race is on. We need to carry on and keep the lights on, because none of us in this room will want to face our customers, our politicians, or our wives and husbands and admit that we couldn't deliver at this critical time. Thank you, and welcome to the Power Summit.